one door and it's just a big chasm.
Yep. And you drew the attention of a other bandit from the hall to the east and south. You're not sure what's down there just yet. It's a long hallway. And you dispatched him.
Okay, so basically we have two doors.
A door
over
there
here,
you haven't
one
explored.
that's...
And then this door which goes south that you haven't really looked through.
Alright, so we want to start moving again?
Yeah.
I'm going to move over next to the door and see if I can hear anything beyond it, the door to the east.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Alright, where's perception again?
Skills?
Find this.
Yeah, pretty thick door. You don't hear anything.
Alright, and if I recall, there's nothing. We didn't see anything down this other hallway yet. It was just the one guy that we drew and killed.
So it actually has a little portal window on that door going to the south, and you can see that it's just an empty hallway as far as you can see down there. And then there's a little looks like a hallway here going to the west, or an opening or
Okay.
something.
Alright, well, I look back at my compatriots and see if they want me to open, slightly that door to the east.
Yeah, I like east because if we head down this hallway and there's somebody behind us, then although after a short rest, I'm not sure there's anyone down here moving around.
Okay. Well, I'll crack the door to the east and see if we can see anything. Trying to keep quiet and all that good jive.
Okay, give me a stealth roll while you try to crack it. Okay, the door is not locked. It does seem to open relatively quietly. Now that you have the door open, give me a perception check.
I perceive nothing.
I was assuming you were proceeding down the hallway to the south.
Yeah, that's about as much as you can see into the room with it cracked. And you don't really hear anything.
I look back at the guys. You want me to push it open the rest of the way?
Sure.
I'll
You're in
nod.
front.
Alright, so I go ahead and push it open the rest of the way and move off to the side so Bogner has a good line of sight.
Okay. So at a desk you see a man in some finery, not real fine finery, but finer finery than the other bandits in here. His head's down and he is writing. And he says that upon hearing the door, he doesn't look up, but he just says, "I told you I didn't want to be disturbed. I will meet that repulsive man when I'm ready."
Alright, do we need to roll initiative and see who does what, or are we still just kind of deciding?
What are you going to do?
I will try to sneak up. I mean, if it's up to me, but again, I'm kind of hoping to see if somebody else is going to take any kind of lead. But I'll probably try to sneak up behind him and make sure, first of all, what I have weapon-wise.
Okay, well, while you guys are taking a moment, you can see this a little bit. The room has several pieces of art, decently made desk. Desk is towards the opposite end of the room with a fairly large leather-wrapped chair. There's a chest on it, and the north wall seems to have a map with some notations made on it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to sneak up behind this guy, and I'm gonna just pretty much grab a arrow out of my quiver to kind of hold his throat if I can make it up to him.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
I'm gonna
give me another stealth, Jeff.
I'm gonna stay where I am, but I'll have a javelin ready to, because I can't make it all the way to him in one round, but I can at least, if I need to throw something or threaten or whatever.
Okay. With there, for whatever reason, you basically just break the doorway, Jerry, when or Nadia breaks through the doorway when the bandit chief looks up and turns around. I said leave me. Oh. And he draws his blades. Now everybody roll initiative.
That's on the main, right?
Yes. Evander is going to he's going to give some bardic inspiration. Blah 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 to Nadia. Run fast, strike hard, he says.
So where's the little thing that shows all the initiative stuff? How do I pull that up so I can see who's next and all that?
Combat tracker, it's in the upper right of the entire table, the crossed swords.
Got it, thank you. Alright, so you've given me inspiration. Woohoo!
So bardic inspiration, what that means is within the next 10 minutes, you can add a d6 die roll, I believe. Yes, a d6 to a ability check, attack roll, or saving throw that you just made.
Okay.
Alrighty. Dalen, you're up.
So since Nadia is in the doorway, do I need to wait for her to move before I can go through the door itself?
You can try to muscle through with an athletics check.
But if I basically for this turn,
or you can wait until Nadia clears.
Okay, I'll wait until Nadia clears, or at least makes her turn before I try to do anything.
Okay, so you're gonna want to move into the room after she clears the doorway.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Nadia, you're up.
I want to move in, and I'm going to move in and throw a javelin. Technically, if I need to say that now.
So I've already had the arrow in my hand. Am I able to knock my bow and fire once be that, or am I not able to do that? Okay.
Yeah, you can.
So I've got my short bow. I'll go ahead and try to hit him with an arrow.
Okay. Control left click on the bandit captain. There you go.
Yeah, let's see, short bow, right? Yeah.
All right, that gets him.
All right, and then the damage, right? Do I have to click on him again, or it's already still there?
He's still targeted, so just go ahead and roll damage. All right. Got him for 6 points. Ugh.
And then I'm going to go ahead and I can still move, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and move that right there.
All right. Cleared the doorway. Dalen, since your action was held, the doorway is cleared. You can go ahead and move.
So can he get... Oh, he can get past. Okay. I hope he didn't move in his way.
No, there's enough space he can get between you and Bogner. No problem. All right, so you move in, and Javelin. Hey! It must be a new day. That short rest is just what you needed.
Did he target? I couldn't see it.
He did. All right, and I believe that's...
It's shown in the combat trackers area.
Oh. Okay.
All right. I assume you're done there, Dalen?
Yeah.
All right, Nadia, do you have any bonus actions or anything that you wish to do?
No, I don't have any bonus actions.
So in the bottom left, there should be like a little end turn, turn finish.
Turn complete.
There you go. Click on that. All right, Bogner.
How far can I move again?
Let's see. Your movement is 25. Them stumpy dwarf legs. Oop, that's my fault. Go ahead and do it again. Pull him straight through the door and then up. And then I'll prove I clicked on your token and that erased your move. There we go. All right.
So that's still not melee range, right?
Still not melee range. Not for any of the weapons that you currently have.
Well, I have a hand axe, so I guess I can throw it.
Indeed.
So that's the one with the little bomb next to it then?
Yes. Ah, you hit too. You guys are rolling really, really well. All right. Anything else?
I'm not able to do anything else, am I?
I don't think so, no. I think you're probably done. All right, the bandit captain, after getting shot with an arrow, pierced with a javelin, slashed with an axe, he says, "Oh, you've come to take over, have you? Well, I'm not some sniveling scum like the rest of them out there." And he steps up to Bogner, and he's got scimitars and a dagger.
Scimitars and a dagger, or a scimitar and a dagger?
A scimitar and a dagger.
Gotcha. I thought maybe he had 3 hands.
I was thinking
Prehensile penis. That was a secret I wasn't supposed to tell.
Just imagine the artwork on that module.
Why is your pants moving? His first scimitar swing misses. His second scimitar swing at Bogner hits. Does some decent damage. And then his dagger attack coming around. Oh. Also misses. Okay. And he says, I don't go down without a fight. Evander. He's going to come up to here, and he's going to play on his lute, and he's going to give Bogner some inspiration. So, D6 to checks and stuff.
just think of a cheerleader. Bogner. He's our man.
He's our man. If he can't do it, Dalen can. Dalen, he's our man.
Sorry, it just sprung into my head. It's driving me nuts.
That's great. All right, and he's good with that. Dalen.
I'm going to move to melee range and beat him with the sword.
All right, your sword attack misses.
Or not do a good job of that.
If you're done, you can complete your turn. Nadia.
I want to move there.
Okay.
Now, I don't have to target him again, right? I'm still targeted. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and shoot him with another arrow since my bow's out.
You hit him again. All right.
And I'm just going to hang out there. So I'm going to end my turn.
All right, Bogner. You have exchanged blows with this man.
I'm going to switch to my Warhammer and take a swing at him.
Crack. Tries to parry with his dagger, but that was just silly.
What is status heavy?
Because you can't see his hit points, the status is broken out into, healthy, which is untouched. Then like within 10% of hit points, it's like light or something.
So now he's bleeding and whatnot, right? I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing. If you look on his token in the lower right corner, there's a little circular dot that kind of gives you an indicator of his health. Red is, I think, last 10%, 25%, something like that. Health left.
You don't need to bother with colors with me.
True. All right, Bogner.
So I'm not able to do any other attacks or anything like that, right?
Let me see. Do you have an action surge? Huh, where'd your action surge go? At second level, once for every long or short rest, you can take an additional action on top of your regular action. So you can basically take another round.
Well, then I'm going to go ahead and use it and take a swing at him again.
Okay. Alright, so I've added an action surge to your fighter ability. And then we'll just click it once to show that it's disappeared. Oh, I don't want to do that. All right, we'll do that. All right, there we go. All right, go ahead. You can strike him again. A second time.
Well, he missed already. I thought he did the roll, right?
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Okay. Ah, yes, I see it now. Okay.
Sorry, Kev. I should have kept my mouth shut.
All right.
That's all right.
The captain will continue. You're not going to get my treasure hoard. I won't tell you where I put it. He swings and he hits Bogner. And he swings again. And misses. Brings his dagger around. And misses. All right, Evander. Seeing Bogner's taking some shots. He's going to come up. And he's going to give a cure wounds. And then as a bonus action, he's going to inspire Dalen.
Just shot through my head again, damn it.
All right, Dalen.
I'll attack again. Not very effectively.
I'd say use your bardic inspiration, but I don't think a d6 is going to get you there. All right?
Nope. Yeah, someone would have had to have tripped him so I could roll again.
Okay, just as an FYI, your lay on hands is an action. Okay, Nadia, you're up. Another bow?
Oh, so I can attack and do the lay on hands?
No, one or the other.
Oh,
Attacks and
okay. Yeah,
actions
that's
or
yeah. Right.
So if I
that's
come
what I'm
in,
assuming.
so if I come in with my quarterstaff, do I get 2 attacks now around?
So you get one attack as an action and one attack as a bonus action because you used a martial, you used a monk-based attack for the melee. Then if you use a key point, you can flurry for a bonus, and that would give you 2 attacks.
Or I could step of the wind and back out of combat range without him being able to have an attack of opportunity.
True.
Okay. So I'm going to drive in to attack him from this angle.
Okay, I'm going to put you there.
So my first attack is my quarterstaff.
That hits.
he's still like damaged, it looks like. I'm going to then do my second attack, right? The martial, so it has to be unarmed, right? It's not my quarterstaff again, correct?
Correct. Still. Yeah, that's just crazy for an unarmed attack. Wabam!
And then because I don't feel like him attacking me would be a good idea, I'm going to go ahead and use one key point and Step of the Wind back to where I came from.
Well, let's see. Hold on here.
Step of the Wind's description says I can spend a key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action.
As a bonus action. So your second attack is also a bonus action. So do you want to
okay,
take away the second attack first and disengage, or stay?
Nope. I'll stay here.
Okay. Okay.
So that second attack is always a bonus action, though, right?
Correct.
So the other one, I have to actually use a key point.
Key point and burn your bonus action. Yes.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Go ahead and complete your turn. See if Bogner can finish this guy off.
I'll take another swing at him.
Yeah, you hit. Boom. And he crumples and he's trying to grab for his pocket. He drops his dagger and slumps over. All right.
He's grabbing for a pocket. Let's go search that bad boy.
All right. Let's see. Well, on him, he's got 2 keys and 13 gold.
Cool. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and start looking around the room. You said there was some good artwork. See if there's anything worth us taking for any cash down the line.
Yeah, I'll help.
So I asked you if either of those keys look like they'll fit that chest that was on the desk.
Okay. So you, Bogner, you go look at that chest. It's locked. Seems to be pretty sturdy little hardware chest with some metal banding, filigree. You know, chest itself is, I don't know, kind of the size of a big size 13 shoebox.
Probably see if one of the keys work.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask Nadia, was to look and see if one of the either of the keys that she picked up would fit the chest.
Okay.
Sure. I toss the keys to you. Let you go ahead and look while I'm just kind of meandering around, looking around.
Okay. The first key you try, you look at it. I mean, the key's too big, so it obviously doesn't work. Take out the other smaller key. Fits. Opens up. And inside you see some slippers with they're kind of black with some silver thread work. And you see some gloves that look to be nice. And they're kind of made of leather strips that seem to have kind of a maybe a webbing appearance. And you see a brooch.
They're Spider-Man gloves.
Hang on, on a second.
Well, I described that to the rest of the group.
Jim, you said you're doing something for a second.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to test something out. Tell me what you guys see.
An unidentified mapped image. It looks like a shield with a little clasp, like a belt buckle.
Okay, I
To
just wanted
another
to see if
little
it was
item
going to
that has an
ID it
arrow.
for you. I didn't want it to. That is, that's the brooch. So it really looks like a, you know, a cloak clasp brooch that you would bring two parts of a cloak together, or maybe a coat, lapels, or something.
Okay.
So none of us recognize it.
Let's see. Everybody can give me an Arcana check and see if you guys know what this stuff is.
Is it a check per piece, or is it a check for all three?
You know what? I'll give you, just for fun, I'll give you a check per piece, just since we're low level. So 3 checks.
So, okay, so I just did a check. The first check I would have done would have been on the little slipper things.
Yeah, I'll agree. First check was for slippers, second check was for the gloves, third check is for the brooch.
All right, so there's my first check. Gloves.
Okay, so Dalen and Nadia, you both know what the gloves are. Go ahead and roll one more and we'll see who knows what the brooch is. Now, Nadia, you still have inspiration you can use on the first one. And nobody's close enough on the second one.
Okay, well, if I can use my inspiration, I'll go ahead and use it on the first one. Would I roll a d6?
Yeah, you rolled roll a d6. Just roll it in the chat window and I'll add it to your 19. Okay. All right, so I'm putting it in the party sheet. So the party sheet's in the upper right corner of the table with the 3 people standing shoulder to shoulder. All right.
So the gold locket with a painted portrait inside, that was something different, right?
Yep,
the
these
brooch, and
these
then we have
are
that.
just art objects that are kind of around the room. There were 6 of them.
Okay, these are the things that we were looking around. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna grab a beer. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, so you guys know that the gloves are gloves of swimming and climbing. That anybody who wears them gains can climb or swim without any extra movement and costs, and you gain +5 bonus to athletic checks when you're climbing or swimming. The slippers are slippers of spider climbing. And while you wear these shoes, you can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and upside down along ceilings while leaving your hands free. You have a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. But they don't allow you to move that way on like slippery surfaces like ice or oil.
So I heard somebody went somewhere.
Jeff, grabbing a beer.
We should check this room for secret doors.
Alrighty.
Good idea. That's perception again?
Investigation.
Slow my inspiration, get me what I need.
Roll a d6 if you... if you want to use it, I'll tell you what. Don't use it yet. Won't help you.
Okay.
How many bardic inspirations does he get to do?
Three per rest. So he used them all.
And is that short rest or long rest, or is it just long rest?
I believe it's short or long.
I'm back.
All right, so Jim put in what we found. We've got a black velvet mask, a brooch, which nobody knows what it is, a carved bone statue, cloth of gold vestments, those gloves of swimming and climbing, a gold locket, a silver ewer, and some slippers of spider climbing.
Yep. So the only
I knew
thing
what those slippers were,
yes.
and you and me both knew what the gloves were.
So they're in the party sheet under inventory. You guys can click on them, I believe, and you should be able to read. If you can't, let me know. And I will replace the item with something that...
no, I can read it.
Okay.
So the one thing I want to understand is what requires attunement mean?
Okay. So in 5e, gone are the days of you can wear a ring on every finger and, all that stuff. So for magic items, you are limited to 3 magic items that require attunement. And then any other magic items that don't require attunement. Okay? So like your magic weapons and your magic armor don't acquire attunement at +1 or +2s. So you can use those with no real issues. But when you get to magic items that are more specialized in their abilities and effects, then those require attunement. Attunement requires a short rest, typically, where you are just kind of holding the item and, investigating it, or whatever you want to call it, attuning to it. And once you're attuned to it, you can now use it and its abilities. And so then we just try to track that in your inventory that that's an attuned item to you. And then we just make sure that, you know, you don't surpass the three items.
So you can attune to more than 3 items, you just can't use more than 3 attuned items at once.
No, you can only attune to 3 items at any given time.
So what happens if you find something new, you'd rather attune to that?
You gotta
Can
choose.
you unattune?
Yep.
Okay. So you have the choice to unattune.
Absolutely. And if you want to let somebody else use it, okay, well then they'd have to attune to it, and then they can use those abilities.
Gotcha. So we're sitting around here looking through this stuff. I look at the others with like excitement evident on my face, and I'm like, you know, oh, these slippers could really do wonders for me.
I think I'd be entertaining clanking around on the ceiling, though, wouldn't I?
You could be entertaining. But none of you know what they are yet. You haven't asked me about them. I'm the only one that knows.
Well, maybe those items look like something I would actually use.
Well, I tell the rest of the group what the slippers I believe they do, and tell them that I see that would really allow my fighting to go to another level. Can I fight from the ceiling?
Sure. You can throw darts, you know, shoot bows. If there's stuff in melee range, you can melee from the ceiling. I mean, you're just on the ceiling.
Can I drop from the ceiling on top of a foe?
Sure.
All right. So I let the
I'm gonna
creature
go
live.
read.
Make sure they don't have a pointy hat.
All right, Bogner, what were you doing?
I'm gonna go retrieve the index that I threw.
Yeah, I assumed you already kind of picked that up. That's not a problem. Nadia, you get 1 of your arrows back. Dalen, your javelin is recoverable, so that's fine.
So Jim, what I did with that is I just took one of the arrows. So because my arrow showed I used 2, I retrieved 1. So now I only have 1 checkbox.
Yep. That works.
Okay.
So
So I look at the guys and ask them if they think that, you know, is there any reason why you would have a problem with me grabbing these slippers? And I include Evander or Evander in that inquiry too. I mean, he's a long.
He's like, nah, those aren't my style. Besides, I don't sing too well upside down.
I don't drink very well upside down, so sure.
All right, so Bogner, again, you were looking around the room. Evander was kind of also helping looking around. You guys don't see any secret doors or anything in this room. If anybody else wants to do an investigation before you move on, but as far as you guys are concerned, you think you found everything.
I did the investigation. Bogner did an investigation. Jeff, do you want to look for secret doors?
Yeah.
Perfectly average.
Okay.
All right. So, Jim, I know we're not going to rest right now, but the next short rest, I'll try to attune those slippers then.
Okay. Does anybody want the... Let's see, did you just pull them out of the party inventory?
I didn't put them anywhere. I figured we were still discussing and we had a short rest before I could attune.
Okay, so you're just going to leave them there until you get that opportunity. That's fine.
Yeah. And then the gloves of swimming and climbing, if somebody else is like interested in doing that, then hey, great.
All right. So you guys move out. This is easily the loudest fight that you guys have had, and nobody else seems to be coming.
So before we leave, he was writing something. I wanted to investigate what he was writing.
Oh, okay. It's kind of a list of potential targets, and there's only 3 things on there. 2 caravans and like a small farm in kind of a
All right.
further to the north. Well, where you guys are, I'd be to the southeast, but in the region. Evander.
I'm going to take the list.
Okay, you take the list. Evander
Just,
actually.
we can add it to our inventory.
Yeah, I mean it was an unfinished list. The map on the wall is actually really interesting. The map shows some detailed notations on it with respect to a couple routes, outlying farms, some notes on the City Watch patrols.
Can we take that too?
Yeah. Yeah, Evander will peel that off the wall, because that's probably something that you don't need to leave behind.
Well, we have to prove that we've found these guys, so I figure that might be part of it.
Yeah, that might work. Well, plus you're going to bring back 2 prisoners, right?
Oh, the ones we have tied up before? Yeah.
The female bandit and the chef.
Do we need to bring back this guy's head?
Well, we've got this brooch and we've got that locket with the picture in it. We've got a bunch of that stuff. If you want to drag a bloody head around, you can, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, the merchant
I
did
don't know.
say
It's hard to
ahead.
cut it off with anyway. So.
He just said proof.
I like the way you think, though, you bloodthirsty dwarf. Alright, so are we all done in that room then? Did you grab his head, Kev?
Nah, I'm not gonna top it off.
Alright, so are we all done in that room then? We've got a map, we've got a list, partial list. We got a bunch of stuff that may have been part of something he stole already.
Yep, got some artwork.
Well, I am gonna take his body and set it back in the chair and swamp him over the desk.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe they'll think he's sleeping if they look in on him.
Fair enough. All right. So, looking down the hallway here, Nadia, while Bogner throws him back up on top of there.
Yeah, I'm looking through the little window. Anything I can see yet, or still pretty empty?
Evander helps you position that Bogner. He's got some skills and kind of makes him look like he's still doing something. Well, the door is unlocked, and you don't see anything. So if you want to move...
Well, you said that there was a little window there, so I was looking through the little window.
You can.
Alright, so I will open the door.
Okay.
I'll open the door quietly.
Stealth check. It opens fairly quietly. In fact, this door is one of the more well-oiled doors.
Alright, so then I'm going to go ahead and the opening it probably doesn't add to my vision at all, does it?
Nope.
Alright, well I'm going to stealthily, always stealthily, come down to the edge over here and kind of peek around the corner.
So is that east section of the hallway there an actual wall, or does that open up to the east at all?
It's just wall.
Draw a pointer to it in the map. Left and right click together and draw.
Well, what you just did, what you just did, Jim, actually made a wall there. It wasn't. It was a blank space, and now there's a wall. It wasn't showing.
Yeah, it just wasn't showing.
Fair enough.
That's why I was asking.
Yep, there you go. All right, so this is it's hallway. It's a little darker, a bit drafty. Breeze coming from the end of the hall to the south, and there's a single door to the west. It looks barred closed from this side.
So, like when you say barred closed,
like
it means like I
bar.
have an actual on this side of it.
Yep. And it looks to be tied.
All right, so in anything further down the south?
No, I mean it looks like it's going to open up a passageway to the west.
Right, but I don't see any people.
Nope.
All right, so I give the indication for Clanky and everybody else to move up. See, I never have to worry about Kevin being Clanky because, you know, he doesn't move anywhere near as fast as I do. So I look at back at the group and, you know, pull them all up into this like hallway, and we can have a quiet discussion on, you know, this is already barred from this side. Do you guys want to look in there, or do you want to continue on down into these areas that we may get people wandering in on us?
I vote for come back to it.
What was that, Kev? You vote the what?
To leave it and come back to it, since it's
Okay.
barred and locked.
Jeff, you good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So, hey Jim.
Yeah.
What is the python like a wedge that we can like keep a door from opening?
Sure. Yeah. It's like a
Okay.
not
So
as big
just-
as a railroad spike. You know, it's smaller. It's typically what you drive into a wall to secure a rope line for climbing.
So just for extra security, I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of pythons at the bottom of the door to just in case somebody tries to break that down. We got a little bit of extra. I got 10 of them, so I'll use 2 of them and just kind of wedge it a little bit more. Yes, that door there, the one that is already we see locked, but
Okay, roll me a perception
I don't know what
check.
the other side looks like.
Okay. While you're doing that, you hear some moaning or grumbling.
Okay. I'll let the rest of the party know what I've heard. There's no window or anything I can see, is there?
No window.
So I just let the rest of the group know, hey, I put those in. I heard some moaning and maybe a little grumbling. Still want to just avoid that one and go down?
Yeah, I just kind of motion on south.
Perfect.
Okay.
There goes my stealth stuff again.
Alrighty.
I'll look around the corner.
All right, so this southern hall ends at a chasm. The area might have been part of the beginning of a much larger hall, and the chasm spans across here, where another, what you can see is a ruined room, sits on the other side. The room is dimly lit from above, where a gap in the hill seems to let some light through, which is the only reason why you see
Can
it.
you show that on the map or no?
You want to zoom out a little bit. There you go.
It's pretty damn far away.
It is about 100 feet from edge to edge.
And is there anything we can see over there? Is there anything that's like shows that it might be anything worthwhile over there, or is it just kind of we just see a light?
Throw me a perception check. Let's see what you can see. Anybody else gonna come down and take a look?
Yeah, what the heck?
I don't see shit.
You guys don't have to move if you don't want, but go ahead and throw me a perception check if anybody else is gonna take a look. All right. So, Bogner, you see what looks like broken furniture, but Dalen, your eyes are working pretty good, and it looks like an old ruin of a room, probably a small stateroom. There's doesn't seem to be anything in there now, but rubble. Looks like some discarded pile of stuff, a heavy and broken bed, some broken chairs. But yeah, it looks like it was an old stateroom of some kind.
I'm assuming Dalen, Bogner, you don't see anything that looks worth our while to try to cross.
No, I mean, just seems to be a fancy room that was in disarray now.
Okie doke. So should we go back to the door?
I'm gonna check along the east wall for secret doors.
Okay, investigation.
Good call. I will join you in that once I realized what you were doing.
Yeah, I mean,
You're looking at your dwarf who's like kind of feeling the stone, rapping on it with his knuckles, looking at seams. Then you guys catch on.
Nothing for me.
Evander looks. No, that wall seems to be a wall. You're reasonably confident that there isn't anything there.
Okay. I'll get up here and I'll remove my pythons.
Okay. You're all close enough that you
And
can hear
then-
the moaning now.
Since Kevin's come up with me, I'm going to let him open the door.
Okay. The
All right.
tied down bar unties easily, lifts easily. Nothing else is holding the door closed if you want to just open it.
Yeah, I'll be holding one of my axes while I open the door.
Okay. So you open it up, and this is a single cell, looks like. There's no light, water, or food in this area, but a bedraggled man in common clothing is here. And again, this cell doesn't have a wall in the west end. It just opens up to the deep, deep chasm.
Oh, we kind of look at this guy. Does he say anything to us?
He squints at you and holds his hand up and says, "Are you gonna ransom me, or are you gonna bring me food? What are you gonna do?" You can't quite see yet, evidently.
Is this the pit of misery, dilly dilly?
That's awesome. Dilly dilly.
Alright, apparently I have no idea what that reference is because I heard it on the radio earlier today and didn't know what it was.
It's a Bud Light commercial, and there's all these people are in this little dungeon. They're all on, one's on a rack, one's in a tiny cage, one's hung upside down, and all of a sudden some dude walks back into the dungeon, and he's got a 12-pack of Bud Light, and he starts handing the Bud Light to everybody. And the one guy's like, "Wait, you escaped and you just came back? That's stupid." And everybody else is like, "Oh, shut up," basically because he brought on Bud Light. And they all say dilly dilly after that. I don't know what dilly dilly means, but
it's a follow-on to a previous Budweiser or Bud Light commercial where there's the king who they're bringing him gifts, and they bring him like a 6-pack of Bud Light, and everyone says dilly dilly, and a 12-pack of Bud Light, dilly dilly, and then somebody brings this thing, "Oh, this is a fine strawberry mead that I've really liked these days." And so the king turns to him and says, "Show this guy to the pit of mystery," and everyone, or the pit of misery, and everyone goes dilly dilly. And so then the one you were talking about was the follow-on one after they're in the pit of misery.
So is the guy that's in the little cage the guy that got thrown down there? Because he's the same one that says, "Don't be stupid." That's awesome. All right, so we've got the commoner. I'm not one to necessarily start up a conversation with anybody, so I just kind of cock my head at him.
I'll start a conversation up with him.
Okay.
Try to determine, is he conscious? Is he sane?
He's conscious.
Well,
he asked if you bringing him food or have you ransomed him. He's just.
I missed that part.
He's kind of squinting. He can't really focus on you guys. He sounds a little hoarse,
We found a bunch of food, so we could probably share some food with him. I'm not sure if we were carrying it with us or how that part was working.
Okay, so if you come in and you give him a little food, by now his eyes adjust. He can see that you're not bandits. He can say, "Oh, are you guys with the city watch?" Oh, and he's eating the food. "My name's Roger. I was captured from a caravan that had come through when these guys hit us on the road. Is anybody else alive?"
We'll tell him no one else from a caravan was alive, but we should ask him if the caravan was the one that we were actually looking for.
He did work for Prithme, yes. And Rogers says he's been here for 5 days, and he just wants to go home. He's like he's tired and he not real beat up, but yeah, he's done with this whole thing. You find out he was just a caravan driver.
I look at the other group and say, this sounds like what we were looking for. Let's take this guy and the other stuff we found back to whatever his name is, Pithne or whatever, and get our payday.
Yeah, that works for me.
So we haven't seen anything else in here where we might be able to use that other key?
Not in the areas you've been recently, no. You want to give me wisdom or intelligence, just a natural check. Either one. All three of you guys can.
You don't have to reroll those from saves to actual checks.
Yeah, make them actual checks. Well, I can just take off 2, because that's just it's just going to give you the bonus for the. Let's see. Because Nadia, your wisdom. No, so that's fine. You get a +3 on your wisdom roll, so you're fine. Wagner.
I thought that's what you asked us to do.
I did. +1, so you're fine. Yeah, I don't know why I gave you a save. Oh, because it's not a... So there's saves on the right side, and then there's ability checks on the left side. And so
yeah, that's why I was asking, because I realized that after I did that.
Yeah, but the bonus is the same. As long as you didn't do a save that you have a proficiency with, then the bonus is the same, so you're fine.
Okay, so it's the same thing. Okay, gotcha.
Tell you what, Kev, if you want to roll a check, go ahead. We'll make you roll a true check. Give you guys one more chance to roll well.
Well, I already rolled better than I did on my my check.
Yeah. So Nadia, you're like, well, you know, maybe back by the chef's area or something, but everything else you guys have checked out, and didn't seem like there'd be any opportunities for anything special. But the chef's locker room is locked. The storeroom.
We're gonna go back there anyway, right? So we got to go back there, and we want to take those guys custody. So should we? We'll take who's this guy's name? Roger.
Yep, Roger. The Shrubber.
Oh, I was just making that up.
No, it is Roger.
All right, so we're gonna take Roger and go back to the area where we tied up those other guys. Gonna keep being a little careful, because you don't know, maybe there were more bandits that were out on patrols coming back in. So gonna keep just kind of wander back that way from that perspective.
Okay, I've unlocked tokens, so if you guys want to just take, I'll say that you guys are, if you're heading back to the kitchen area, you can just move yourselves back to the kitchen area, and I'll say that you were able to get there.
I don't remember which one's the kitchen. That's the kitchen? Okay.
That's the kitchen.
Well, I'd thrown the keys to Bogner, so Bogner, if you want, you can try to open that other door.
Well, the door opens with the key is actually different than the key that the chef had to open up this storeroom door.
Are we, so, are those guys still tied up in here? We're still good with them?
The chef's still tied up, still there. In fact, the commoner gives the chef a kick in the ribs.
What about the female guard bandit?
I believe you left her.
Room.
Yep, she's back in the barracks.
Oh, she's further back on. That's right. Okay. All right. So we got the chef. He gives him a kick in the ribs. We've opened this up. Didn't we opened this up before, didn't we?
Yeah, we opened this up earlier. So was there anything else in here that we thought needed a key?
Not that you can, readily see, but if you want to search around.
We'll search around.
For secret doors.
Perception.
In fact, the chef is going. I'm assuming you gagged him.
Well, we see what we did gag him, but what is it that you want to say, chef? Pull his gag out for a moment.
Go ahead and roll perception there. Oh, intimidation.
to
Nice.
talk to the chef?
No. Dalen, intimidation. He says, "If you let me go, I'll tell you where the I'll point you to where the treasure room is. Just let me go. I just cooked for these beasts."
I look at Roger and say, I kind of cock my head.
I'm going to wander out here and search for secret doors for a little bit.
Okay. Interesting. I gotta think. What would Roger do? Well,
I did that because he kicked him in the gut already. He kicked him in the ribs. I'm like, well,
he did, but at the same time, Roger's like, well, I may not have a job, so a little money might be pretty handy. Now, you guys do know there is a bounty on these per man that you bring back.
Yep.
I look at the chef and I
answer-
tell him that I can always bring him back with a couple broken knees.
Yeah.
Ooh, roll intimidation, Wagner. Dalen, what were you saying?
I was just thinking.
oh, you intimidated the crap out of it.
Yeah, I figured I'd let the rest of them might loosen his tongue better than I would, and then I don't have to be involved and worry about sullying my reputation.
Fair enough.
Oh, we're sullying you.
That's fine, because Wagner is all about the intimidation. In fact,
considering I'm planning to go down the vengeance path on the paladin, it's probably not that big a deal. But
yeah,
I'm chaotic neutral.
And you tap his kneecap with your warhammer, Wagner, while you're saying that, and he thought you broke it just when you tapped it, and he's like, he just immediately starts saying, yeah, it's just inside the doorway. It's against the east wall. You just look for it. Be careful. Just I want to walk. Don't hurt me.
All right,
So it's just
basically pick him up and take him in there so he can. If he's telling me to be careful, then I tell him, show me exactly where it's at.
He just points to the east wall. He says, yeah, I don't have the key. The captain had the key.
No, Wagner has a key.
Well, is the keyhole obvious now that we're standing in front of it?
Yeah. Do you hold the key up and show him that you've got the key?
Yeah.
He's like, move this piece of cloth, and then there's a stone, and there's a keyhole right there. All right.
All right. Anyone else in here with me?
I moved in.
Yeah, Nadia's there.
All right. I kind of move him over to you so you can keep an eye on him while I'll go try and figure out what he told me and see if I can find the keyhole.
Oh yeah, you find it. He guides you right to it. You can see the keyhole. Keys in hand.
All right. Well, then I'll go ahead and put the key in and unlock it.
Okay, you turn the key, and the door, when you turn the key, it kind of surprises you. It kind of springs open and inward. And the second thing that surprises you is that there's a crossbow bolt aimed right at the doorway, like right at your chest, since you're a little shorter. But it doesn't go off. So the room holds 3 chests. And there's some art on the shelves and some bottles and scrolls, and the crossbow's set up to be an obvious trap. But evidently, without having the key, or because you had the key, it didn't trigger anything.
Well, I'll come in here and I'll slice the bowstring on the crossbow just to make sure it doesn't go off as we're walking in.
Yep, no problems. You come in, you just cut it.
All right, well.
All right, so let's see. All right, so I'll just save some time here.
So look at, are these any of these chests locked, or are they just
Nope.
all open?
All open. In fact, you can see a couple thousand copper.
Okay.
Several hundred silver.
Nice.
And almost 100 gold. Not quite, but almost.
Okay. And is there anything in these chests other than the coin, or?
Yep, there's some art objects, some more.
Every time I see that first thing, the black velvet mask, I keep thinking of Velvet Merkin, which is a Firestone Walker stout. It's just because it has velvet in it. So are any of these new things that we would think that we need to go ahead and do a check on to see if we know what they are?
Some of them.
So as you're adding things, I'm trying to follow, but so like you
Okay.
added a potion of healing.
Yes.
Would we really have known that that's a potion of healing?
Yeah, because some of you guys have potions of healing. They're I won't say readily available, but you have seen them before as adventuring, types. You've seen them for sale.
I don't have any potions of healing.
No, but you would have seen them. You see
Okay.
You see a small sphere of thick glass, which weighs about a pound. It's just an orb. Seems to have some kind of deep inner glow. If you guys all want to roll Arcana on that.
I will do so. I don't know what it is.
And I know even less about what it is.
Nope.
Ooh, Bogner still has his bardic inspiration, though.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and use it.
Go ahead, roll a d6, see if it helps. Nope.
Oh, sorry, Bogner. I just made you lose your bardic inspiration.
All right, and then you guys
That's
see a
all
bag. Brightly colored
Roll on
pieces of
that.
cloth sewn together, fine thread, and a leather strap.
Yeah, at least some consistency.
You had good attack rolls today, though.
With the javelin.
All right, so Nadia, you know what this last thing is. Let me, there you go. You guys rolled ridiculously well on the magic item table. You rolled a 99 and a 100.
All right, so
I
I
just-
tell these other guys what we just found, and I'm like, this is a cool item, but it's not something that I necessarily need. But I think that as a group, something we should all hold on to.
Tell them what it is. Oh,
I told them what it is. It's a bag. I told them I know. I tell them what it is, and that I don't need to. I don't personally need to be holding on to it. I mean, I don't have enough stuff that I want to have in it, but definitely would be a useful thing for a group to hold on to. As we go through and refining stuff, we definitely use this bag of holding.
Yep, without a doubt. So just to give you guys a rough idea for this, it's roughly 2 feet in diameter and about 4 feet deep. So it's kind of a biggish bag, right?
We could put Bogner in it.
You could put Bogner in it, and he could survive in there for, I think, 10 minutes. I think he can breathe in there for about 10 minutes before he starts to suffocate.
So now I can put Bogner and Dalen in there, and I can go across that chasm.
Yeah, they would survive for 5 minutes. Yeah.
With my slippers on. I'm kidding. They didn't see anything worthwhile, so I'm not going across. So the bag of holding we found, the orb we don't know what it is.
That's right.
We knew the potion. The pair of engraved bone dice, they just are just a pair of engraved bone dice, nothing special.
Yep, just kind of fancy little trinkets that, could be sold for some money.
Okay, and then the only thing I would be looking at is, Evander has been kind of silent from now on, since we've started. It's like, you have any idea what this last thing is, this orb? You got any idea?
He looks around and he says, well, it's probably magical, but in fact, he says he cast detect magic with his last spell slot, and he says it's definitely magical. I don't know what it is though. He says that's magical. He says the brooch, that's magical. Of course the healing potion, but nothing else is magical. You guys have already identified any new magic items.
Well, you know what? We can take our bag of holding, put our things that we know that are magical in it, and keep them for future identification if we can get an identification spell, or if Evander can get to that point.
Can you detect if the brooch is magical?
He did,
I kind of
and it was.
but
Yeah.
He said it was. So we'll keep those magic items. We can put them in the bag of holding. Have the bag of holding, with Dalen or with Bogner.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody
throw the cook in there.
Yeah, you could. Okay. Well, I mean, looks like you guys have found everything in this room. I mean, short of taking the crossbow itself.
The question, is this like just a regular sized crossbow, or is it more like a ballista sized crossbow?
Nah, it's just a light crossbow.
Yeah, I think a light crossbow isn't going to net us all that much, and I just cut the string anyway, so...
Oh, the bowstring? Okay.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I don't think we can... matters if we grab it or not, but if anybody else wants to grab it, grab it.
Yeah, in fact, you don't even have to cut it. You can. It didn't go off, so you can just disentangle it from the trigger and triggering mechanism, and
so
take the bolt out.
Well, we'll grab it and we'll throw it in the bag of holding. Which Bogner, you can you got all kinds of weight limitation, not limitation.
All right. Yeah, I'll carry it.
Okay.
So the next question I have is though, so I'm chaotic neutral, so I'm explaining myself now because I kind of look at the chef and I'm like, yeah, what do we do with him now? He did what he said he did, but I'm chaotic neutral. I don't care if we take him in for the ransom or if we set him free.
At this point, the chef says, "Oh, please, my lords, I'd be happy to go. I swear, I'll be a cook, an honest cook. No more banditry for me."
So I just look at the rest of our party and let them decide because my perspective, I could go either way.
Yeah. He doesn't sound very persuasive. Probably because he's scared shitless.
Well, there's a bounty out for him, right?
Yep.
Let's take him in.
Yeah, I'll take him in. I'd take him in.
Okay. Like I said, I'm playing my character. I'm chaotic neutral.
Okay.
I may take him in. I may
He
not.
struggles for a moment and then looks at Bogner and specifically Bogner's hammer and just kind of slumps, and that's that. All right, so we'll say you collect him, you collect the female.
Well, as we make our way out, I'm assuming we don't meet anybody, but I'm still paying attention so that if we do meet anybody on our way out, we
Of
aren't
course.
surprised.
Of course, but nope, nobody seems to be coming in. The female bandit
All right,
and the
so
chef
we've
bandit
grabbed-
are not talkative. I mean, not unless you ask them direct questions or anything. They pretty much don't say anything.
Okay, so
It's 11 o'clock,
we'll
Jared.
take them back. We've got Roger with us. We asked Roger if he wants to go all the way back to Lord what's his butt.
Perthme? Merchant Perthme? Yeah, he's very happy to accompany you guys back to Daggerford.
All right, so we will go ahead and I will look at everybody else. I'm like, time to go back, or are we going to investigate any of those other places on the map that Evander found?
Well, they just look like a couple outlying farms. I mean, they're basically targets. Like, here's the potential targets in the surrounding area.
Okay.
There were a couple places that had X's already. A couple merchant notes of, when caravans would come through. Perthme's got 2 caravans that were crossed out, and he had like a third one in a couple weeks' time.
If you unlock the tokens, I can move everybody. That's funny.
Yep.
So I'm all good with tying our bounties onto my horse. I'll just kind of run alongside. Roger, you're gonna have to keep up on your own. I don't know what Bogner, Dalen, and Evander are gonna do. I don't mind running alongside, but they may not want to do that.
Well, I would suggest you probably give Roger your mount. You put one of the bandits behind him and another bandit behind one of the others.
That's fine with me.
Yep. So by you giving up your mount, you can easily take care of these 3 other bodies with you without any issues. Your travel back to the city, it's uneventful. Pretty nice, really. You find the merchant Haskell pretty easily where he expected you to be, and he pays you the agreed upon gold. He's surprisingly reasonably happy to see Roger. and in fact, offers Roger some hazard pay, like 10 gold, and of course his job back when he's ready. When he's recovered. Roger's very, very happy. Let's see. Nope. I was going to see if Roger was going to try to ask for any coin, but he's just happy to be back. So he heads off to his family, leaves you all there at the inn. And let's see, you guys agreed to, what was it, 50 gold a person?
I don't remember the agreed upon price, but I know that we included Evander in that agreement. So you probably would have had that notes in there, what he was going to tell us he would pay us per person. And then my only comment was, well, yeah, but Evander's, we got 4, so it's 200 if it was 50.
And he agrees. So you can all add 50 gold to your inventories.
So you want us to add 50 gold?
Mm-hmm. Just go ahead and, because he hands it to each of you. And
all right, I added 50 gold.
All right. So what we'll do...
And then I'll go ahead and I'll grab those slippers and figure that I'm gonna, what do you call it? Attune them when I go into my next rest state.
Well,
so how do I grab? Do I just grab them and drag them?
Yep, just take them and drag them into your inventory. I applied a long rest because it took longer than a day for you guys to get back. So you guys are all healed up. And if it's got attunement, go ahead and in the line item in your inventory, just put like parentheses attuned, so that way we know.
Okay, so it says that they're carried. Should I put it that it's equipped?
Yep.
Okay, so I got equipped.
Yep. Bogner, if you want to take the bag of holding.
Do I just drag that?
Yep, from the inventory party sheet, just drag it into your inventory section of your character sheet.
All right, so I put slippers of spider climbing and I put attuned in parentheses. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, just so we know.
Okay, so I've attuned them.
Yeah, that's fine. And then under special move, you might want to, on your main character sheet, put something in there to remind you.
We said we also had put the brooch and the orb in the bag of holding, right?
Yes. So go ahead and drag those also to your inventory. And then on the right side for location, when you do that, Kevin, just type in BAG and it should just auto put it in the bag of holding, and then they'll just be put there. Let's see. Okay, who wanted the potion of healing? Anybody? Because the rest of the stuff, unless you guys, well, and the gloves.
So
it might be nice to have the gloves. It'll be nice for us to keep the gloves as opposed to selling them.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
but I'm wondering if we want to keep them unattuned for the moment. We'd have to wait a short rest before we could use them, but anytime we'd want to do any special swimming or climbing, you might think we'd have time in advance to know that, and somebody could attune it before we do it, rather than making a decision now.
Well, actually,
Yeah, but at the same time, it might be actually worthwhile for one of you guys to attune it, because we have the bag of holding. We could always drop another person or two in there, and
there's nothing to
be able to
lost.
do something like that.
There's nothing to be lost if somebody attunes it now. Because if somebody else wants to tune it later, you just take it off and hand it to them. But at least
So I would say that I would say that one of you heavy armor guys that are going to be heavy armor should take those, because that should help you, because it gives you +5 to your strength while you're swimming and climbing.
To your athletics check while you're swimming and climbing. Yeah.
Athletics check. Yeah.
So I already have a +6 on athletics. We could, if I took it and put it up to a +11, if we want to focus all of it in one place, unless Bogner would have a higher athletics check, or we.
What does Bogner have?
Same thing, +6. That's the way the one works.
Okay.
Well, Wagner's holding the bag of holding right now. Why don't you go ahead and take the swimming and climbing? We've kind of spread their magical, stuff out amongst ourselves.
Okay, that works.
And then as we find out, that orb might be something that Evander can use. The brooch could be something that anybody could use. I mean, I'm pretty confident that me and Bogner can't use the orb. Not positive, but
well, you don't know what it is.
Yeah, but when you think of an orb,
the potion of healing, since everyone else other than Nadia seems to be able to have some other kind of healing on their own.
No, that works because I'm never gonna try to be on the front line at this point in time. I'm using darts. I'm using arrows. That works for me. So go ahead and drag that in. And then all this other stuff, though, you said was just kind of
fluff. Stuff you could
fluff.
Sell. Yeah.
Sell. So I would go ahead and let's sell the rest of this stuff if we can, and then we can parcel out the coin that we have.
Okay, let's see here.
So, Kev, you probably want to have that potion of healing. The Bogner of healing. You probably want to have the potion of healing in your pouch versus the bag of holding. I'm assuming that the bag of holding takes a little bit of maneuvering to get your shit out of.
Takes an action to retrieve something.
And does a pouch also take an action, or no?
Yeah. Well, it depends. If it's...
I'm just thinking...
Let's say it's a pouch at your waist. Like a potion of healing is in a pouch at your waist. I'd say no. You can retrieve that in the same manner that would take you to retrieve a weapon off your weapon belt or draw a sword, right? It would just be part of your action.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you want that at the pouch of your waist, not in your bag of holding.
Correct. Because to retrieve something from the holding bag, you would have to take an action just to retrieve it.
See, and I would actually think it's more than an action, because a bag of holding, you got that, let's say it's like several cubic feet of storage space. You're going to have to search.
Well, it's a magical bag, right? You just have to say, I want this. And you reach in and it's right there.
So when we throw Bogner in there so that we can swim across the river, when I open it back up, I want Bogner.
Yep. Yeah, he can try to force his way out as well, but yeah.
Don't take that sexually, Kevin.
So, hey Jim, when I put the potion of healing in the pouch, it kind of indents it, but when I specified the brooch and the orb and the bag of holding, it didn't do that.
Yeah, I haven't really figured out why. why it sometimes indents things and doesn't indent other things. It's
Okay.
yeah, just a mystery. If you want to, add some spaces so it indents, and then you're okay. But yeah, it's actually it's
So did
better
you?
than it used to be. So they've done a lot of pretty decent stuff in terms of sorting your inventory. Yes, Jerry.
So did you give 50 gold to Evander as well?
I did.
Okay. Because I mean, I'm of the opinion, as you know, we've gone through here. We've been going through as a party of 4, so everything that we find is kind of like divided by 4,
Okay.
unless somebody else like yells at me and says, "No, dumbass."
Hey, he's very happy with that. You guys want to sell the other items, including the crossbow?
My vote is yes, but if anybody wants the crossbow, they can take it.
I vote yes.
Works for me.
Okay, so you sold all the stuff. Basically, you got another almost 140 gold for all that.
Did we
Okay.
get the bounties already?
No, you haven't.
That was the next question. So the next thing is we're going to turn in the bounties, right?
Yeah, so you're pointed out to the city watch, and you arrive there, and yeah, they say outstanding. Where'd you find them? Blah blah blah, and yeah, 20 gold for these two each. So he pulls out
Nice.
a bag for 40 more gold.
Nice.
So I put that in the party sheet.
Okay.
And
So, did
Can
we
we-
solve a lockout with
can-
the picture, or was that we were going to hang on to that for proof?
It didn't have magic, and he didn't seem to ask for it, so we sold it.
what'd you sell?
Okay.
Oh, the gold locket with the painted portrait
You-
inside? Yeah.
Yes.
No, that was sold.
So,
In fact,
so Jimmy, do you want to convert all this to gold so that we don't? I mean, so we're not carrying around all CP.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to do that.
That would be my preference, only because I hate doing the conversion myself. I'd rather have you do it
Okay.
because I'm lazy.
You guys find a money lender. Roll me. Oh, no problem. He rolled a 1. Yeah, he'll give you 1 for 1. He's not going to charge you anything for the exchange. You guys took out some bandits. You're kind of a known entity. Plus, you caught up with this money lender literally outside the city watch. This is the last place he's going to want to screw you guys. Okay, so let's see. That's what, 10 silver, so that's 182 gold. Two.
Sounds right.
And 48 gold for the copper.
Yep. So we got 2 silver left.
All right. And then Electrum, I think is that what? Is that 2 per?
I thought it was 2 to 1.
Yeah.
That was the old rules, was 2 to 1.
So that would be 11.
I mean, I don't even. Yeah, I don't even mind if you like then convert up to platinum so that we. But I can do gold too. It doesn't. Gold doesn't. Gold and platinum.
Well, we're going to
doesn't make
split
a
it
big
by 4
difference.
here in a second, right?
Yeah, I should stay gold then.
All right, so I just distributed that. And then the remaining gold, 2, 1, 2, 3, that's still in the party sheet. So
yeah, that's perfect. That'll be.
So take a look.
We
Did
gotta
it
buy
automatically update your guys' inventories, or do you need to do that?
It updated my gold. Yeah, it updated my gold for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like it.
Perfect.
And then the only other question is XP.
All right. So.
I'm gonna have to have Velcro in my pockets because if I'm gonna be on the ceiling a lot.
So it's going to be 100 per. So let's see. The quest will give you 100 XP per person, plus another 25. So that'd be 150 per person. So that's what, 600 total. So I have to add it up now. All right, let's award your experience. There you go. So 313 for everybody.
Okay, so a little under 300 left to the next level. For me.
Okay.
I don't know if all the levels are equal in this version.
No, they're not. They're not equal. In fact, if you go to your main and you expand it, yeah. So you're, like you said, just under 300, and I think the next level's like maybe 2,700 or something.
900 for me.
Well, right, till you get to level 3. So
right.
You guys will say you've while you're dropping off your guys at the City Watch, they asked you to come back a little bit later, so you can, because the City Watch captain wants to talk with you guys. Eventually, I assume you guys are going to go back and talk to him when you finish selling stuff and.
Yeah. I've even got time to talk to him now, but I don't know what everybody else has got going on.
Okay, well, I'll make it quick. While you were there, you're at the City Watch headquarters. It's a blocky gray stone structure. You know, there's a lot of small arrow slits from windows, and only one set of doors out the front. This building's built for defense and holding criminals of the city until their trial. The entry's sparse. There's a few chairs for people to sit while they're waiting. There's a desk in the middle of the entry room with a man attending it. He asks you to wait for a moment while he notifies the captain, and then once he does, he brings you back to the captain's quarter and introduces you to Captain Duchesne. Captain Duchesne sits in a fairly tidy office. The floor is covered by a fine carpet. The furniture is of fine quality, but it's not what you would consider opulent. You know, it's beyond sturdy, but not, you know, what rich people would necessarily have. Everything seems to have a use in this. In fact, the drapery on the wall actually, you know, provides some an air gap against the windows, so it's not so cold and drafty. The only art in this room is the map of the city, and there are coded marks and some chalk writing on another wall that seem to be names and patrol times. In fact, the captain asks, well, do you guys show him the map that you found?
Yeah, that's fine.
In fact, he asks if he can have it because he'd like to use that in any investigations for any of the outlying farms that have been hit. He'll send people out to go look at those when he gets a chance. To his right, behind the desk, is another man who stands in mail armor and has a symbol of Tyr upon his tabard. But the captain, basically, after paying out the bounty and having some spearmen take.
Do we give him the map? I'm asking my companions.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay.
No comment for me, so we give him the map.
All right. So he takes that and he's happy with it. But he starts talking about how his resources are really stretched thin. He really is thankful that you guys were able to help out with this bandit problem. But he says you guys wouldn't mind still helping out with some stuff, would you? Because I got something I really don't want to send my men out on, because it could be just a lark. I've got some farmers complaining about something scaring and stealing livestock. It's probably just wolves, but they brought this in, and he pulls out a torn patch of cloth that has a symbol of a gnarled and blackened hand on it. And he pulls another report out from his desk drawer and says it kind of looks at it, and he hesitates to talk to you about it, but farmers that brought this in said it was on a zombie. I'm not sure what to believe with these farmers. They see a tree and they think, dragon. So I don't know, but if you wouldn't mind heading out to the Tillingham farm, we could definitely use the manpower help and make it worth your while. You guys seem that you can handle yourselves.
I look to my companions and shrug as if, if you guys are up for it, I'm okay.
I'm up for it. I don't like undead, even if they're not real undead.
We haven't really, as a group, talked yet. So I'm assuming we're going to have like a, sit down powwow between the four of us.
And a pitcher or 3 of beer.
Well, that's part of the powwow.
Yeah, you really haven't had that opportunity just yet, because it's just been like, hey, let's sell the stuff, let's dump this off. Yeah, but you're right. But this has been presented to you as a group before you've had that powwow, so sounds like you guys are interested.
I mean, definitely, I'm good with as long as the rest of my group is, and yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'll nod.
Okay, this is wonderful. This is I'll pay you 100 gold if the report is nonsense, and if there's really something to it, I'll pay you 500 gold.
Is that a total or per person?
No, total. He's not a wealthy merchant.
I still had to ask.
All right, so he says, well, if you head out in a couple days, that would be great. You guys have returned your horses to the merchant Perthme, so you would be on foot.
So wait, we're on foot again, and Roger's kind of just hanging out somewhere.
Roger's gone home. He got his old job back from Perthme and a couple coins in his pocket, and he went going home to find the wife and hope she hasn't run off with somebody in the 5 days he's been gone.
Okay. So this is just like me being me from like old campaign stuff. So we've agreed, now we're going to go on another little quest here. We really didn't talk about using rations or any of that kind of stuff. Do we need to reduce coppers or anything to make sure that our rations are still at our whatever we had picked up before, or any of that kind of stuff?
Nah, what I'll do is I'll just I'll clear out the remaining coins in your inventory, which is just a couple gold, copper, silver. And we'll just say that between that, you've replenished any rations, water that you need. If you guys are okay with that.
That works for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'd rather not micromanage it. I played with a DM that micromanaged all that shit. It was annoying as hell.
Yeah, that's rather not. All right, so at this point, hey, now's a perfect time. You've done this. You'll head out next day, but you guys are back at an inn. Not necessarily the same one that you were at with Mastum serving the place, but you guys now have an opportunity to talk.
Because I don't trust that we get rid of all the rats.
Is this a good time for us to look in like a store and see if there's anything we want to purchase?
Sure. You want to do an investigation check to see if you... What are you looking for? Let's start with that.
I don't know. I might just wander into a store and start looking.
I'm looking for a +5 Holy Avenger that somebody doesn't realize is a +5 Holy Avenger and they're selling it for trash.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
And Kevin wants that, what was the gun? The antimatter gun or something like that?
Anti-material rifle?
Yeah, whatever it was. Oh, he got a 20. He found a Holy Avenger that nobody wants.
Roll me an Arcana check.
He doesn't know what it is, though.
So I could call it a Holy Avenger.
You see you find a sword maker that kind of deals with like pawned weapons and stuff, and you see a blade that looks very pretty, and you want to buy it?
You didn't even give a price yet, though.
How much is he charging for?
Well, you know, a normal unvarnished new sword is 15 gold. This one's got some nice filigree and looks kind of fancy, and you know, he wants 75 for it. Can always try to haggle with him.
Yeah, I was going to haggle with him because I have a good persuasion score.
Okay.
Of course, it'll be offset by my crappy rolls.
Okay, roll persuasion. Ooh, okay. He says, all right. 30 gold.
Sure, I'm feeling flush.
Pick up the sword, throw it in the bag of holding until...
Yeah, next time we do a detect magic, we'll find out if it's magic or not.
Okay, I added a second long sword to your inventory, and sure enough, you're feeling happy. You skip back and you show Evander and says, "Hey, take a look at this sword, man. Is it magical?" And he's like, "All right." And he casts a little cantrip and he looks at it and he goes, "Nope, it's just a pretty looking sword, dude."
So.
Did you take 30 gold off your inventory?
I have now. I was actually waiting for you to finish talking to find out if you had done that or not when you added it to my inventory.
I had not, no.
So
I wanted you to feel
Jim,
the pain.
I wanted to look. So I want to look through the weapon shops. You know, I don't know how big the town we're at is. Look through the weapon shops, look through, the different shops, and just kind of see what their inventory is and see if there's anything I feel that I might need. As an example, if there's some potions of healing, it might be something good for me to grab. Even if I'm not the one that uses it, I might hand him over to Bogner because he's my little meat shield.
Well, give me an investigation check as you're just kind of wandering the town.
Investigation, alright. I keep dragging the ones that you ask me for all the time down to my quick bar so I can use them.
Yep. Smart thing to do.
9.
Nah. I mean, you
So
found one
nothing
guy,
catches my eye.
but you found one apothecary, but he had already sold the one healing potion he had made, and so everything
And I didn't
else
see
is,
anybody that had anybody, like
Nah.
no weapon shops, nothing that made me take a second look. Okay.
nah, everything's pretty mundane. Darts, you know, if you want, you can spend a couple CP and replace the darts you've lost, you know, arrows.
I have enough darts right now.
Yeah, no big deal.
I have 50. I haven't lost any yet because every roll that you gave me before, I've succeeded in getting everything back. I've lost 1 arrow, so I'm down to 39.
If you're running out of darts, you're doing something wrong.
I have some good darts, man.
Okay.
So I have two related questions. I don't know how or if I add things to my character sheet. I finally picked my fighting style, which is defense.
Okay.
But it's while you're wearing armor, you get a +1 bonus to AC, and I don't know how to adjust that, or if I can adjust that on my character sheet.
Okay, so you can, and I see that you've already written defense for your fighting style, so that's good. So on your main character sheet, next to your AC, there's the magnifying glass. You'll click that, and it shows your initiative, speed, and armor. Base 10, armor 6 for your armor, shield +2. So all the way on the right under miscellaneous, you're just going to put a 1 in there.
Okay.
And that'll take care of your +1 based on your defense.
And then for the gloves of swimming and climbing, is there an ability or anything that I add that gives that additional +5 if I do that specific roll, or do we just add that mentally later if we're doing?
So we can do it both ways. We can create an ability that will just, like, instead of a spell, we can create something for an item. That's your gloves, and we can give you an on-roll +5 check. Or you can just remember, and we'll do that. So tell you what, I can work on that here in a minute.
That's fine.
Bogner, were you going to be looking for anything? Just ale?
Nah, not really. Yeah.
Okay. Evander's with you. He just wants some ale. So if you guys are done looking and you've met up back again at the at wherever you guys were going to meet.
Cantina.
Yep. Evander buys. He already has a round of beers waiting for you. They're, you know, pints, and so he says he's happy to meet you guys, and he kind of gives you some of his history. You know, he's a poet and a lover, and you know, he's constantly kind of adjusting this ring that he wears. And when asked about it, and I'm sure somebody would probably ask about it, he says it's from his love, Arethella, and she's the one I wanna be with, but she's married, and she's married to this lesser lord who's he's a right dick. I really don't like him, and he doesn't like me. And I made fun of him a bit too many times in my songs and my poetry in the different taverns and inns. And well, Burke, he put a price on my head, so I took off. But someday I'm gonna return to my Arethella and take her away from that dick, and but until then, I guess I'll hang with you guys.
Nadia grins and toasts him.
He's happy to take it, and in his jovial sense, you know, he likes throwing insults around. He likes receiving insults, you know, but seems pretty honest with you guys about what he does, and he also likes chatting up with people. Always seems to be asking about, you know, what's going on, you know, rumors, gossip, that kind of thing. He's one of those guys that seems to walk around the room, and in about 5 minutes he's got kind of a sense of what's going on in the rumor mill.
We need one of those because Nadia is not going to have that.
I've been thinking ever since Jerry said that we're in a cantina that if there's any green elf who says one of us owes his boss money, we're going to just shoot first.
Let's see. Bogner, Nadia, give me perception checks. All right, Bogner. You know, about 4 beers in, right? Or 4 ales, whatever you're drinking. And you can go to slap Dalen on the back, you know, about finally, you know, being able to hit some people, and, you know, it was a great javelin throw. And you notice that Dalen's got a tattoo on the back of his neck.
I'll ask him about it.
Tramp stamp.
No, it's neck.
Dalen, you have no idea about this tattoo. You're like, what?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
I say, oh, I thought I knew about it, and I just woke up with it. But I'd woken up with it one day.
Well, this is the day you woke up with it.
Okay, fine. Huh?
Yeah, because you can't really see it. You can't see it in any mirrors or anything. And this is the first time somebody showed you.
So you have no idea how it got there.
So you just basically, you point to the back of Dalen's neck and goes, it's right there. And you jab your fat finger right in the middle of it. And it looks like a tree. And Evander stands up and looks at it and pulls out some parchment and kind of, you know, sketches. And this is what he sketches. Kind of shows you, he says, this is on the back of your neck, man. It's a pretty fancy frilly tree.
Nadia continues drinking.
So if you want, Dalen, you can give me a history check. And can anybody read Elvish? Not deception.
Well, I think I'm Elvish.
History.
How would I tell? Where's my
Not that's any.
You've been drinking enough that you can't recall much.
Where are my languages? Where do
It's
I
under
find
abilities. towards the bottom? Yes.
Languages. I can read it. I can read Elvish.
So the top lettering up there, that says Silvesteri, which is Dalen's family name. And down below, it says, "We pray at Homestead's altar." Now, Dalen, give me another history check.
My favorite is that I speak under
Very
Alright.
consistent.
Very consistent. But with this, it triggers a memory of when you were a child. And one of the few times that you were at your mother's parents. Your mother was elven, your father was human. And of course her grandparent, her parents were both elven. And they lived in a place called the Homestead. And you vaguely recall this symbol or something like it associated with your grandfather.
Are any of us able to recall anything about this symbol? I mean, would he have come across it ever?
Nope.
Okay.
Wholly,
I can read it, but
completely unique.
Beyond that, nothing.
Nothing. So if you want to write some notes or anything.
Yeah, I wrote the translation of the bottom anyway.
Okay. Okay. So that's all that really kind of happens today that's of interest while you guys are drinking. Unless anybody else wants to give up any background information to your fellows.
Does Bogner get drunk?
Let's see. You can each roll me a Constitution to see if you get drunk or not. He's got a pretty high con, so.
If you don't get drunk, you're not trying.
I got more drunk than Bogner did.
I guess I'm not trying.
You've sobered up with this revelation that there's some goofy well, there's this tattoo on your neck that you're not sure where it came from, but everybody else is definitely feeling pretty happy from their cups. Definitely buzzed.
Sweet.
All right.
Nothing that I need to share. Nobody's asked me any direct questions. I'm kind of a silent person by nature. So where would you find, like, if I just wanted to, like, look and see what other, like, run-of-the-mill things that I could buy for when we go out on our next journey? Where do I find that kind of information?
The easiest would be look under your class. And so if you go under, library, create PC, and then class, and just about any of the classes really, you can scroll all the way to the bottom. And there's usually tables for weapon list, armor list, adventuring gear, tools. That would be the easiest. If you did an item check, let me see if you can search by type. You can search in, adventuring gear and some other things, but it could potentially show you magic items and stuff that aren't necessarily available.
Well, all right, I wouldn't look like arrows. I don't need any of those.
Right.
Artisan's tools.
Yeah,
not sure I would need those, but
most tools and kits you can find. There might be one or two depending upon where you are. I'd say maybe more rare in its location, but I'd say most of those items in the common starter lists are available practically
so like
every
ball bearing
city. Yeah, you could find those in any decent village, or you can get a blacksmith to make you some. They're just
a bag of ball bearings. Yeah. Not saying that I need any of that.
No, but I'd say those would be common items that you could find or have made for you just about anywhere. I mean, obviously if you're in a very small village, they're not going to have plate armor, right? They might be able to make it for you, but it'll take a long time, and the quality may not be as good as if you were in like Waterdeep. There's probably several merchants that sell just armor, right?
So here's an example. So a burglar's pack. While I know I'm need to like kind of train in being able to do any of that burglaring, that comes with 1,000 ball bearings, 10 feet of string, a bell, 5 candles, a crowbar, a hammer, 10 pythons, which I already have that, hooded lantern, 2 flasks of oil, 5 days of rations, a tinder box, and a water skin. So I don't know if I already have all that. It also has 50 feet of hempen rope. But, I don't have a burglar's pack. And
well, if you chose a burglar's pack upon your start, it doesn't say burglar's pack. It breaks all those items out. So if you look in, you've got your crowbar.
No.
Your hammer. You don't have the string, though. I think you took something else besides a burglar's pack.
Yeah, I did.
Looks like a dungeoneer's pack is what you took.
I did, and so but I guess what I'd be looking for, not saying necessarily the burglar's pack, but like a thieves' tools. I don't have a thieves' tools, and eventually I want to start working towards that. My dexterity's high enough. I should be able to at least pick simple locks, find simple traps, that kind of shit.
Sure, I'd say, like in Daggerford, yeah, you wouldn't find a merchant just saying, lockpicks, it wouldn't. You'd have to find somebody seedier.
Right. So that's why I'm asking you the question. Can I go out and find somebody that has, thieves' tools?
Give me an investigation and a persuasion check.
I'm starting to fall asleep, so I'm gonna log out.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest.
All right, brother.
We're gonna be done for the night, and this would be a good place to stop.
And even worse for my perception.
Yeah, you can't find anything here in Daggerford.
Okay. You know what I'm saying, though, because part of that whole thing was like some of that, like, not find traps, but open lock. You had mentioned that, it's something you have to learn.
All right, I'll catch you guys later.
All right, Kev. Hey, catch you later, buddy.
See you later.